I just want to say that a few months ago, I said SHA will collapse in 6 months. For the last 4 days,
It has collapsed.
the systems are down. That is a sign of collapse. When Rigathi tells you that your wife is expectant, please buy some diapers. I want to ask our members of parliament in the National Assembly, those who believe that they serve the people who elected them, to be the forefront in rejecting on the floor the 2026 finance bill. And the other side, the flower girls, or William Ruto, the flower girls, who are the majority, will want to vote by acclamation. Please be present to force a division so that Kenyans can know who voted with them and who voted against them, so that they can keep a record, so that next year, in another 14 months, they can pay them back in kind. So that is my plea, that please be present on that day, so that you can force a division, so that it is known, it's on record, who has voted with the people of Kenya and who has voted against the people of Kenya. I want to support that the new administration next year will do away with the housing levy. And I want to put Kenyans on notice. You are being asked to start paying for these houses. Please don't. You just lose your money next year. Don't throw good money after bad. Keep away from those avoidable houses. Because next year, sure as December 25 is Christmas, William Ruto and his people will go home. There will be a new administration that will do away with the housing levy. So it is foolish and unwise to put your money when you know that chances are 9 to 1 you lose your money. Again, we have seen a lot of land belonging to private people being grabbed by William Ruto and P.S. Nixon Koril, especially here in Kiambu, where there are large tracts of land belonging to private people, the land being subdivided and sold hastily to investors. I want to put investors on notice. Please, don't buy this land. Next year, the land will be given back to the owner, and you will have to make a trip to Sugoi to look for your money. It is unwise to lose money when you can see you are going to lose it. All those large tracts of land, William Ruto moves at night with a torch, identifying land, and P.S. Nixon Koril, his tribesman, is the architect of grabbing land belonging to private Kenyans. And this land is being sold cheaply, and gullible Kenyans are buying. This will not be allowed to happen, and the land will be restored to the owners, and you just lose your money. So please, unless you have money to waste, we're asking Kenyans to be careful. And again, all those people who are being sold public assets, please don't buy. You will lose your money next year. Because it will not happen. All these public assets will be restored to the Kenyan people. And since we are putting you on notice, you will not be able to plead ignorance and to say that you bought because you did not know. Don't buy public assets between now and the next general election. You just lose your money. I thank you.
Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, 4 points to be made in addition to what my colleagues have said. When we in public discourse and public meetings say that we are not just talking, the things we say can actually happen, we've demonstrated this year that they can actually happen. So my first point is, to the people of Kenya, we are talking about hope. Don't lose hope, because we will restore our country to where it ought to be. We will provide real free education. The fear I have, I've not looked at the most current data, is that our dropout rate in schools could very easily have gone back to the pre-Kibaki days because of the number of children who cannot access education. The figures we have quoted here and the savings we are making in the education sector are intended to remove all the barriers to access to education. Because for a country of our size that has got the aspirations that we have, we cannot afford to have barriers to access to education, whether they're in levies, in fees, and all that kind of thing. So all those policy proposals that worked effectively during the Jubilee administration will be restored. They will work. Eduafia will work, as we have demonstrated to you, so that parents don't have to be called and hassled when their children are sick in school. We will remove some of these irrelevant and unnecessary levies and restore capitation to schools so that school heads are able to manage schools without stress and without undue pressure. What I would like to say, I said over the weekend, and I reiterate it again, that on this one issue of education, it's necessary, and we are asking the president and his government. You know, time lost, a year is too long in the education sector. We can have an all-parties conversation, and we have demonstrated what can be done to save the crisis in the education sector right now. They could start with this year's budget and this year's finance bill and save the situation in the education sector. I have noted that the only change the president has been able to do is to appoint Mr. John Watoa as the new PS, as the Minister of Education. John is a good guy. He was my regional director of education when I was minister, but that is not enough. They need to have a different mindset in the way in which they are looking at the education sector so that we can save our children and our parents and most importantly our teachers from pain.